Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we want to give our praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Mukabadash.
Double honors to our elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers who are out there doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. And today, last night of Hanukkah, and we doing a live show, similar to what we did yesterday. What you got, bro?
All right, like the elder said, we've been celebrating Hanukkah all week. The spirit been out there, for brothers to get more into our heritage, into our culture, and when you go into the origin of Hanukkah, what does it represent, man? All right, it represents victory over Esau, man. All right, our arch enemy on the planet Earth, man. All right, the nation of Edom, you so-called white people, you Caucasians, Europeans, whatever title you want to put up on yourselves, man. But you are the biblical Edomites, man. All right, and we have the victory over you, man. So this week, brothers, be in the spirit of mirth, because we know we have the victory over you through your house, man. So we're gonna go into the origin, of the feast, and we are gonna get some precepts, and Lord willing, brothers and sisters be edified, man. Go ahead.
Can I get a quick summary
Go ahead.
of it? I don't know if you got this, more likely.
Nah, go ahead.
Hey, this is John 10 and 19. There was a division, therefore, again among the Jews for these sayings, and many of them said, He have a devil, and is mad. Why hear ye him? Others said, These are not the words of him that have a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? And this is the point. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter.
So that lets you know, all right, that the Apocrypha, is biblically accurate, with the 66 books, man. It's biblically accurate, man. The Feast of Dedication, man. And that's a high holy day that was proclaimed, all right, by the Maccabees, all right, during the time of the Maccabees, man, during the rule of the Greeks, man. You go ahead.
Well, can I make another point?
Go ahead, bro.
When you get to the Greek of that dedication, of the Feast of Dedication, it's Strong's G 1456, and it's pronounced as Akinia, all right? And this is the definition. It states, in particular, the annual feast celebrated. I'm gonna get to the point. Celebrated 8 days, beginning in the 25th of the middle of our December. That's going on. Instituted by Judas Maccabees around 164 BC in memory of the cleansing of the temple from the pollution of Antiochus Epiphanes.
So we're going to go into that account, and we're going to extrapolate the spiritual meaning, all right, of the dedication of the temple, man. Because we know at this present time, we are the temple, man. We are that spiritual, all right, house of David, man, being raised up, man. That spiritual temple, go ahead, bro.
This is First Maccabees, the 4th chapter. Start at the first verse. Then took Gorgias 5,000 footmen and 1,000 of the best horsemen, and removed out of the camp by night.
So this was when you had, all right, Gorgias, which was a general up under Antiochus, man. Who Antiochus was one of the kings of the Greeks at this time, man. But you had the Maccabean revolt, and what was the Maccabees fighting for, man? To keep the covenant of our forefathers, man. All right, just like we're fighting today, man. All right, to proclaim to the world the covenant of our forefathers, man. Go ahead, bro.
To the end he might rush in upon the camp of the Jews and smite them suddenly, and the men of the fortress were his guides. Now when Judas heard thereof, he himself removed, and the valiant men with him, that he might smite the king's army which was at Emmaus. While as yet the forces were dispersed from the camp, in the mean season came Gorgias by night into the camp of Judas, and when he found no man there, he sought them in the mountains, for said he, these fellows flee from us. But as soon as it was day, Judas showed himself in the plain with 3,000 men, who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords to their minds.
So you had Gorgeous, these Edomites, trying to surprise Judas and his soldiers, man. But Judas was one step ahead of him, man. All right. The Spirit had Judas to be one step ahead of these Edomites, man. Just like we will be one step ahead of these Edomites in that time, man, because the Lord is going to lift that standard, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7. And they saw the camp of the heathen, they were strong and well harnessed, and compassed round about with horsemen, and these were expert of war.
The same situation we in today, man. It says Judas men didn't have weaponry, man. But the Edomites, they was fully equipped, and they were expert men of war, man. The ATL camp went in the lesson a couple of days ago, going to how these elites have super soldiers, man. They can stay up for days. They can run, all right, for miles and miles. Who you think they coming for, man? They got those elite soldiers because they know the house of David is being raised up, man. So we in the same situation today, man. These Marines, these Delta forces, that's who they going to send at the men of the Lord, man. All right? They're not going to send you Joe Sixpack, all right, police officer, man. All right?
NFL watcher.
Yeah, they not
sending them.
No, they sending their elite guys, man. And this what was happening during this time, man. These Edomites, these elites know, man. You see, they know who they dealing with, man. That's why they haven't made their move yet, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8. Then said Judas to the men that were with him, fear ye not their multitude, neither be ye afraid of their assault. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea, when Pharaoh pursued them with an army.
All right. Now, what is Judas doing, man? He's telling them to remember, all right, our forefathers, man. Who was always delivered through the power of Yahweh by Shemal Shai, man. And that's what we have in the scripture today, which is the comforter, man. Get there, bro.
Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Because how did Judas know about how the Lord delivered Moses, all right, and the children of Israel from Pharaoh, man? Because it was written, man. They read it in the scrolls, man. Go ahead, bro.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
So we are coming into some times where we're going to be in some jams, man. All right? We're going to be in some tight situations, man. And all we're going to have is the memory, all right, of the scriptures, man, when the Lord preserved our forefathers before, man. And we're going to have to lean on it, man. Get there, bro. It's a rock. So 2 and 10.
So Rock 2 and 10. Look at the generation of old and see the ever-ending trust in the Most High and was confounded.
And the any ever trust in the Most High was confounded, man, because there are countless accounts when the Lord will come through, all right, for His men, man. And that's what we have to look back on, man, especially in the times that we coming into, man. We have to have these scriptures instilled in us, man. That's going to be our stability, man, knowing that the same power that delivered Moses, Daniel, all right, David, the same power that delivered our forefathers, man, is working in the earth today, man. And He's dealing with us, Lord willing, we endure and we're part of the elect, man. Go ahead, bro.
All right, this second Maccabees 15 and 6. So Nicanor, in exceeding pride and haughtiness, determined to set up a public monument of his victory over Judas and them that were with him. But Maccabees had ever sure confidence that the Lord would help him. Wherefore he exhorted his people not to fear the coming of the heathen against them, but to remember the help which in former times they had received from heaven, and now to expect the victory and aid which shall come unto them from the Almighty.
Remembering, all right, how Yahweh Shemal Shai, always helped, all right, Israel, man. All right, especially his men, that he was dealing with on a high level, man. That's what we had to remember to get us through these times, man. And that lets you know, all right, that the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are true Israelite, man. Because who else you see out there on the highways and byways making this proclamation, man. You know, these other nations ain't got this witness. Moab can't tell you about the time when the Lord delivered them, man. All right, Ammon, you know, these Japanese, they can't tell you about the time when Yahweh Shema Shah delivered them, man. We the only people on the planet Earth that have that testimony, man. All right, they can make that proclamation, man.
We the only ones prophesying.
Come.
When you look at China, when you look at Japan, when you look at Russia, when you look at Africa, when you look at Japheth with the Hawaiians and different Samoans, the Philippines, when you look at Israel with the fake Jews there now, because we're the real Israelites, we're the only ones that prophesy. We're the only ones that tell you what's going to happen in this world before it happens.
Who's going to do it?
Right, and then we tell you how it's going to happen with detail. Who else doing that, man? Nobody else is pulling that off. Nobody else is doing that besides the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans. Those are the only ones that are pulling it off, man. That's proof of who we really are, man. We're really the Israelites. When you come to us, we have the answers. Forget them Edomites who holding the sign up talking about the end is near. They through. And when you ask them a question about the scriptures, they can't give you an answer. We're the only ones that can give you an answer. That's proof of who we are. But right now, the wicked only the righteous gonna be able to see it, because the wicked are not gonna see it because they're being blinded, man. They meant to be destroyed.
There you go, bro. I finished it. You finished it? Okay, go ahead.
All right, back in 2 Maccabees 15:9, and so comfort them out of the law and the prophets, and withal putting them in mind of the battles that they won afore, he made them more cheerful.
And that's the Old Testament, man. The law and the prophets. All right, that's the Torah. All right, and what they call the Tanakh, man. You know, which is the law, the prophecies, and the writings, man. Which is our history, man. You see, Jake loved to celebrate black culture, man. All right, we did more than just create some peanut butter, man, in the damn kernel, man. All right, that ain't our damn culture, man. All right, that's just some shit niggas did in America, man. All right, we have true heritage, man. You know, and that's the thing that we are to seek out, man. And, all right, and to remember and to lean upon, man. You know.
If I could just add, and then with Judas Maccabees, man, as he was talking to his soldiers, man, he was building them up, man. He was building their faith. And it's this movie on Netflix. You call what's the name of it? With that Japanese warrior or Chinese warrior? He got the bald head. What's a warrior or some shit?
Rise of the Legend.
Rise of the Legend. And when the movie first came on, he's about to fight like 40 or 50 people. But he said, I tell myself I can't die. And it started when he was young. It went back during his childhood. And he had a sick friend. He was like, I would always tell myself I can't die. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. You equate that with the scriptures, man. You utilize the past to build up your spirit, man. And at the same time frame, you talk to yourself. You tell yourself you believe, man. Because that helps you believe even much more, man.
It's that drive from within, man. You know, you look at anybody in life, you know, that's successful on any type of level, man. When you just even look on our people, man, even though our people wicked, all right, but you look at these different athletes, you know, back then, you know, with the rappers, they have some type of drive from within, man. You know, when you see these guys dunking the ball, dunking over people, man, they still holding on to something from their childhood, from within that they remembering on, man. You know, probably with the lights off, mama crying. You know, Jake internalized those things and he acts it out, and that pushes him, man. All right, and that's what we are doing with the scriptures today, man. You know, finish that, bro. Then get back in there.
Ecclesiastes 2 and 10. Look at the generation of old and see the evil, the ever in the trust in the Most High, and was confounded, or did abide in his fear, and was forsaken, or whom did ever despise that called upon him.
They called upon him, man. You know, and we doing that right now, man. Just like the elder said, man. Who's else, all right, pushing Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. What ethnic group is doing that, man? All right, besides what they call the minorities, man. Niggas, wetbacks, and spits, man. Thugs, criminals, you know. Who else is doing that besides the outcasts of this world, man? You know? You go ahead, bro.
First Maccabees 4 and jump back to 8. Then said Judas to the men that were with him, fear ye not their multitude, neither be ye afraid of their assault. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea, when Pharaoh pursued them with an army. Now therefore let us cry unto heaven, and peradventure the Lord will have mercy upon us, and remember the covenant of our fathers, and destroy this host before our face this day.
If I can add, and if y'all watch Spartacus, man, you can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because for the Most High used a small number such as Spartacus, and he put a dent within the pagan Rome Empire. But at the same time frame, it wasn't time for them to go down. Same thing with 300 as well, man. The Most High gets down in small numbers, man. You know, and Judas Maccabees, man, he was a man of the Lord. You know?
That's right.
Okay. Verse 11. That so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel. Then the strangers lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them. Wherefore they went out of the camp to battle, but they that were with Judas sounded their trumpets.
And we sound the trumpets now, man. You know, matter of fact, and the brother get Joel 2 and 1.
Alright.
You know, we're sounding the trumpet now, man. All right, because we're getting ready to come into this last battle, man. And it starts spiritually, man. We're trying to prep our people to be in the right spirit, man. All right, you got IUIC talking about the Passover way in March, man. You know how many things can happen from between now and March, man. You know, is you crazy, man? Be talking about the Passover in March, man. You know, you just had Iran. They just started mass producing fighter jets. Trump just bagged out of the intermediate nuclear, all right, force treaty, man. You know, you got China and America, all right, playing goddamn bumper cars in the South China Sea with Navy ships, man. What the hell is you talking about? A Passover, a lamb dinner, all right, not even a Passover, goddamn a nigga lamb dinner in March, man.
They over here worried about, like you said, you named all that was happening. Meanwhile, you over here worried about how good y'all garments gonna look. Didn't the scriptures in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 tell you, be as a man who possess not? For those of you who have women, be as though you have none. Like, come on, man. It's telling you, like, you over here in America, yeah, these garments, y'all saw them garments last year or the year before. Oh, these garments gonna be hitting this year. You out your goddamn mind, man. And like I say, a lot of you guys gonna be hit with the okie doke, man. And what I mean by okie doke, you're gonna be hit with judgment. All right, because you over here expecting it to go one way, or like Nate told you, it's gonna be la-di-da-di-da. Then the Lord just gonna crack the skies. It's just gonna be la-di-da-di-da. We're just gonna be living life, going to work, money, whatever you got. If you got a Lambo, enjoy your Lambo. Then the Lord just crack the skies and you getting beamed up and like, hey, Lord, I'm saved. Oh yeah, it's finna get even better. Oh yeah, like nah, that's not how it works. Hell, even when you work out, you gotta feel the burn, man. You gotta get sore. You gotta be sore the next day before you get those muscles. Like if you trying to get in shape, you have to work to get in shape. If you trying to, even when it come to getting money, which that's something that these guys are clearly trying to do, you have to put in the work. You have to set the tone. You have to get a following. You have to do all these different things, and then finally, you start seeing the income come your way, the way you want it to come. It don't just come by itself. Come from you doing nothing.
Overnight.
Right. It don't come overnight. But you guys, you just la-di-da-di-da. Oh, the garment's gonna be definitely fly this year. And the worst part is, Jake gotta pay their money for them garments. It ain't coming out the tithes. It ain't coming out of nothing. Y'all guys are being wicked, you know?
Jeremiah 6 and 17. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet, but they said we would not hearken.
Right. And that's our people. Our people, you know what they do when we tell them to hearken to the sound of the trumpet? Because that's what we always tell them, like, hey man, Nate ain't warning y'all. Johanna ain't warning y'all. Rakar from GOCC ain't warning y'all. Look, man, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. And what does Jake do? Y'all hate. Y'all over here hating cause we doing it. Why don't y'all try to unify with y'all brothers? We all Israel language. Y'all over here trying to live a lie. Right. Y'all trying to live a lie as if this shit ain't coming.
Denial.
Yeah, it's denial. You trying to live like the bloodshed and the death and this won't be the worst time in the earth. You read the scriptures all the time about what the Lord did to Egypt, what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah, and you try to live this life as if the scriptures and prophecy does not say that it's gonna be way worse than that. You guys are finished, man. And that's why if you don't get your mind right by that time, you're gonna be put to death in this society, man. All right, but
it'd be different if they wouldn't lead nobody. It'd be different if they were just doing it for themselves, you know. But they leading a flock of people their way.
Yeah. And that's the thing that the scriptures in Jeremiah, the bro just got Jeremiah 6. But when you go around to Jeremiah in the 30s of the chapters, it tells you, woe to the pastors that prophesy peace when there is no peace. All right, and that's exactly what they're doing. They prophesy peace when there is no peace. We just gonna lie-de-die-de-die. Then the Lord just come back. Like you finna ignore Daniel chapter 12. But a lot of them guys like that. Then you got your hunter, he got guns and stuff. Like, you know what Esau got? You buying your shit from the gun show. All right, this is a gun show. Meanwhile, Trump, about 2 months ago, came out to the military and said, yeah, we increasing the budget to $55 billion. And y'all gonna have the best ever. This man do airstrikes. Right. Now, when y'all can show me some Israelite videos of you doing some airstrikes on somebody, I might be a believer. I won't, but at the same time, you might. I feel like, man, these guys working with something. But you over here, you went to the local gun show that came 5 times a year in your city, and now you holding the M16 and taking a picture with it with a turban on. This is not impressing me at all. Like the brother was just getting into, you got Edomite, the elite Edomites got super soldiers, man. These dudes are literally running 100 miles in a day. Right. They get off. They don't get off on women. They get off on killing people. All right. They get off on killing you in one shot.
Yeah, which goes back to what Tubal came. Yeah. Traveling weapon. You know what I'm saying? That's what Tubal came. A traveling weapon. That's going into fucking like the Navy SEALs, you know, those fucking Rangers. Like, these men are born for warfare, man.
Right. What's that show when they used to make us go underwater for so long?
The Navy SEAL shit.
That was Surviving the Cut. Yeah, they show you how Esau was getting down. They was underwater for a long time with a 50-pound weight. They going 50 feet underwater with a 50-pound weight, and they had to do that repeatedly. And that's just the Marines. It didn't even go to the Rangers. They doing that for days. They doing that for days. And you Jake's over here with an M16 overweight. You know what I'm saying? You right.
And he's shooting his sad way.
Right.
With 2 hot points and a used 10.
And meanwhile, here go Esau. Yeah, I killed 7 people with 1 bullet. Like, God dang, he from 1,500 yards. He's over telling you how far he was away when he killed 7 people at one time.
And what the other said is not far-fetched. Because hey, I did a video on this Edomite bitch, and she was like 80 years old. Shit, she shot a deer 100 yards away. 80 years old on a fucking deer stand. She was an Edomite woman, man. So just think about the youngest substance of Esau, 22, 23,
The young man.
24. You know what I'm saying?
You're not ready for that, Jake.
It's Joel 2:1. It said, blow ye trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in the holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Hey, can I say something, y'all? Meanwhile, the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shah circle around Jericho, man, waiting for the thief of the night return so we can enter, man. You know, and and basically what y'all doing, massaging our people back to sleep, because they halfway, their eyes halfway open.
Right.
You understand that Israelites, they don't have the spirit, because if they had the spirit, they wouldn't be following who they following.
Right.
But what do those Judas ghosts do? They just massage them right back to sleep. You know?
And what the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 tell you, it say, through the terror of the Lord we persuade men. And the scripture that the brother just got, it said, tell them, all right, that the whole land may tremble.
Yeah.
So we not here to tell you what you want to hear. We not here to tell you it's going to be la-di-da-di-da. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for brothers who got women, that's why your woman get mad at you a lot. All right, because you're not here to tell her what she want to hear. You're here to tell her the truth. Babylon tells her what she wants to hear, just like the rest of our people. Babylon tells you what you want to hear. Babylon tell you, hey, keep watching the football game. You know what I'm saying? The Saints doing good this year. The Chargers are a lot better this year. Hey, guess what? LeBron might bring the Lakers back to another finals. And you play back into it. But at the same time, we over here like, hey man, you still watching the finals? So you know everything about LeBron life, but you don't know nothing about the Lord? Hey, the words that we speak, this is Yahweh Shai that we speaking to you. Is here to make you tremble. He was an austere man. So when we read the scriptures are austere. So you get all messed up about it. That's why the whole land trembles, man. That's why when we come around, the people, you know, they'll be throwing their fists up, some of them, then other ones are like, no, I don't even want to hear that.
The party stops, though.
Because we mess your whole party up, man. You know?
It says, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Because the day of the Lord is not, man. You know, everything is being set in place, man. The stage is being set, man. All the prophecies are building up, man. All right? Each prophecy in its own avenue is building up to that domino effect, man. You know? These Edomites, all right, are tired of trying to play nice, all right, and be deceitful, man. They just finna come out and say, fuck it, man. Yes, we've been working on New World Order, and you motherfuckers finna get in line. All right? They tired of playing with you niggas, man. You know?
And meanwhile, FEMA, they just bought 50,000 RFID microchips from Sweden. You know, that was just a few days ago. You know what I'm saying? So what all this gearing up to be, man? You know, you gotta put your mind frame that, hey, this is the last days that we are in. And you a prophet, or you supposed to be a seer over a group of, over a congregation, you supposed to bring it out and let them know, man, whether they hear or forbear.
Right, and these Edomites, they about to lose everything, man. So, of course, they finna go worse than the 1920s or the 1800s, 1600s. They finna go worse, man. And the reason why, when you about to lose everything, meanwhile, you got Jake suing Esau. You got these Jakes riding around in a Lambo and a Bugatti and all this, and Esau over here working a 9 to 5. You think that's cool? You think you could drive around in that back in 1930? And Esau working a 9 to 5, oh man, you finna get hung, or your children about to get hung. Something about to happen to you, man. You know what I'm saying? They made laws on Jack Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Jack Johnson was a boxer, he was winning. But they made laws on Jack Johnson, and what? He's dead now, and he just got reinstated by Trump to be in the Hall of Fame.
He got pardoned.
Yeah, he got pardoned. Like, what did he do wrong to the point where you had to pardon him?
Michael.
Right. He invented the wrench, which they call a monkey wrench. Why they call it the monkey wrench? Because it was Jake, but those times are about to get worse. They're about to get worse than that, man. Esau's losing it. You over here moving in the Esau neighborhood, playing rap music. He's in Beverly Hills and he's upset right now. Like, how he moving here? You driving a better vehicle, he's like, man, how you get that car? And then on top of that, you coming out talking about Black Lives Matter, or you got groups cursing him out. He's like, wait a minute, man, we need to make America great again. But America ain't getting greater, it's getting worse. So what you think he about to do when he feel like he about to lose it all? What would anybody do if they feel like they about to lose it all? Oh, this guns blazing, man. So we finna see Esau's wrath, man. And he ain't finna have sympathy on none of you Jakes out there.
I guess back in 1 Maccabees 4:13, wherefore they went out of the camp to battle, but they that were with Judas sounded their trumpets. So they joined battle, and the heathen, being discomfited, fled into the plain. Howbeit, all the hindmost of them were slain with the sword, for they pursued them unto Gezerah, and unto the plains of Idumea, and the Zotis, and Jamnia, so that there were slain of them upon 3,000 men.
Okay.
This done, Judas returned again with his host for pursuing them, and said to the people, be not greedy of the spoil, inasmuch as there is a battle before us.
So what you had, all right, with Judas and his men, all right, put them Edomites to flight, man. You know, but what did Judas say, man? You know, don't be greedy in the spoils. We still got some fighting to do, man. All right, and that's where we at now spiritually, man. Because we beating Esau ass in the spirit, man. You know, but we ain't chilling, man. We know it ain't time to chill, man. You know, we still got a battle before us. We still got to go through that straight gate, man. You know, so we not greedy in the spoils, man. You know, it's time to still be girded up, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
Verse 18, and Gorgias and his hosts are here by us in the mountain, but stand ye now against our enemies and overcome them. And after this, ye may boldly take the spoils.
So we going to do that in the kingdom, man. You know, we're going to spoil the planet Earth through your house shot, man. You see, you got to have an ancient mind frame, man. You know, it's time to get out of this Lamborghini, all right, hot pocket mind frame, man. You know, we finna do things like in the ancient world, man. When you conquer a nation, you take the spoils, man. Esau has the riches, he has the gold, he has the resources, all right? And when you conquer a nation, you take the spoils, man. And we finna literally do that, man. You know, it's a lot of women, I mean, that's gonna be widows due to World War III, man. All right, we have a law that says if we conquer our enemy in war, all right, you can take a woman, you know, give her 30 days to mourn, and when she mourn, you know, after that you can go into her, man. All right, if you
a lot of our women are gonna be widows due to World War III. All right, because a lot of you wicked men, you may have a decent woman. The Lord is gonna nabal a lot of you. That's why that was written in the scriptures. Because when David even saw Abigail, it said that David was like, oh, she's beautiful. But she was with Nabal at the time. But Nabal was wicked. So guess what happened? Nabal, he wouldn't give him passage. He wouldn't let him have anything. The Lord killed Nabal, man. He was partying. He was drinking. They said he was full of wine. He never woke back up. And guess what happened? His woman got took. That's what happened. So a lot
means food, right?
You say what?
It means food.
Mm-hmm. He was a fool. All right, and so yeah, guess what happened? There's gonna be a lot of fools out there get destroyed. So even amongst our women, they're gonna be up for the taking. You know, that's just the way that it worked, man. That's why the scriptures say that we're soldiers, and you're not supposed to get entangled in the affairs of this life right now, man. Don't get worried about this. Don't get all messed up in financial discomfort or relationship discomfort or whatever discomfort comes your way that Satan brings to you in this society. Nah, keep your mind on the bigger picture. Cause we finna win, man. And once we start winning, once it rains, it pours. Just like the song say, when it rains, it pours, man.
I got real quick for you. to the war. This is 2nd Ezra 16:33. The virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms, and the women shall mourn having no husband. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed.
And that's how you know the draft gonna come back. The draft is coming. You, like we were saying earlier, you have to realize this man is on his last leg. His back against the wall. And if America was winning back then and they drafted folks, what you think America gonna do when they losing? Oh, it's gonna be a harsh draft. They're gonna be drafting a lot of these women. You know? But you men, oh yeah, it's a definite draft. Now, I don't care if you got a disability this time, you better go over there.
Damn crackhead.
Yeah, crackhead, it don't matter. Hey, we got rehab in Afghanistan, goddamn. You can go to rehab there. Esau gonna do that to you, man. And see, but I'll go ahead.
Can I say this too? I think it's a real article. The age is 45 too. Like from 18 to 45, they baby drafting. So all you old motherfuckers that think you you're not young enough. Motherfucker, you 45 years old, your black ass going to
65. If it be desperate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They don't care. They ain't.
If you can walk, Esau dropping his off by you free tees.
You can walk onto the plane. All right, we drop you off in the valley of Yahweh Shabbat.
How much the M16 weight? Like 12, 13 pounds, 20 pounds.
You can lift 25 pounds out there.
You gone, man.
And that's it. So yeah, hey, Esau not gonna have no mercy on you, man. He's losing. So when he losing, it's gonna get bad, man. If any of you brothers who listening play video games online, and you met some of them cats who losing, hey man, they go crazy. They curse you out, wish death on you, all types of stuff. Or if you a very competitive brother and you losing, what happened? You get upset, man. You be, especially if you playing like basketball or something, you be mad when the ball don't go in the goal, man. You like, I know I shot that perfect. What type of shit is this? That's how Esau gonna be. A lot of you guys gonna be drafted. You're gonna be thrown in there. And that's what the scripture getting into. A lot of you men, you're gonna get your head blown off, man. And the women gonna be crying. They gonna be messed up. They not gonna know what to do. But guess what? If they decent enough and fine enough, the men of the Lord gonna get them. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, now we can see that scripture fulfilling not 7 women should flee into, which means completion, you know.
They ain't got no helpers.
Yeah, exactly.
They ain't got nothing. So where else you gonna go? You might as well go to the man with the answers. And you might look at it like we being proud. Like, no, we're not being proud. Lord will we those men who endure to the end. But hey, that's what happened. The winners of the war get the spoils, man. So that's the way it worked.
And can I say this too? The brother said that scripture, how women will take more women to one guy. At the same time, the Most High made it more women in the world anyway than guys anyway. And that there were a lot of guys that don't realize that Lord put more women in the world than guys. So a lot of guys try to hurt themselves, kill themselves over one woman.
Yeah, you got to think about this too, because when something is lesser, it's the most valuable. You know, when you go to like even Esau, when he makes his double R's, he only makes so many cars. You know, he don't produce them in a mass production. He may do what, about 25 or 30. I mean, not, you know, just roughly speaking, but it's not mass produced because hey, it has substance. You know, and it's just like the brother was talking about the spoils. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's the true substance. You know, like these riches, what we consider as riches on earth, that's bullshit, man. Because when you go into that term substance, it means to like stand under. You know what I'm saying? And what is that going to? Like support. So if you got cattle, you got slaves, you got gold, you got silver, it always reproduces itself, man. But riches, you have to continue to work for it, you have to labor for it. Riches will never bring you wealth, but substance will always bring you wealth. That makes sense.
And it says, and their husband shall perish of famine. You know, so you're going to have a lot of these men die in war, and a lot of men just gonna die because they just through out here, man. You know, that's the times that we coming into, man. So it's time to cleave to our power, man.
Hey, can I say something?
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, die famished, right?
Yeah.
Hey, because a lot of Jake, and the elder always go into it, and the elders are hard too. A lot of these Jakes, they don't know how to live off the land. They're not going to know what herbs to pick, know how to use a bow and arrow, some shit, how to make it.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Could be great.
Jay gonna find. Hey, Jay gonna find out that he is not the GOAT.
You are not the greatest of all time, Jake. You know. You know. You 2/3, Jake. That is. You gonna find out the hard way.
Yeah.
Like this Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
And we gonna take it ancient world style, man. You know, this illusion that Esau has us in, like we exist in the time period that's outside of the scriptures. All right, how about Shema Shah finna bring everything home, man? You women finna see that you're not as valuable as Esau has promoted you to be. All right, and you niggas of this world, all right, that have the standard, all right, of a degeneracy. You know, you're gonna see that being degenerate, all right, is not valuable, all right, when it comes to when things go back to the ancient world way of doing things, man. You know, you killing your own people when you at war with another nation is a horrible idea, man. You know, what if Judas Neal was beefing, all right, over a color, man, all right, and because these group of Israelites grew up in this side of town, and this group of Israelites grew up in this side of town, man.
Edom would have murked him.
Yeah, Edom would have ran through him, man. You know? So that way of thinking is finna be vanished off the way of the earth, man. You know? We move as a unit, man. Brothers come from all walks of life. Brothers come from different, social classes, different financial classes, you know, from the country, from the hood, from upper class, from college, you know, not a lot of education, but we move as a unit, man. You know.
And speaking of unit, remember the scriptures in the book of Timothy. It called us soldiers of Yahushua. All right, and Yahushua say, if this was my kingdom, my servants would fight. And what's going to be found out is that really just about all of us brothers are mighty men. All right, valiant. We're very valiant men. And when the time comes, just like when David said in the scriptures, he didn't say a man taught him to war. He said the Most High taught my hands to war. All right, then when Caleb said when I was 80 years old, the Lord had the spirit on him to where he was fighting and had the strength of a 40-year-old, man. All right. So when that time comes, the world is going to see that as well. Like, damn, these are valiant men. These are strong men through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. We ain't your average guys. We ain't just anybody. All right. That's why this truth wasn't given to anybody, man.
Okay, this is back in 1 Maccabees 4:19. As Judas was yet speaking these words, there appeared a part of them looking out of the mountain, who when they perceived that the Jews had put their host to flight and were burning the tents, for the smoke that was seen declared what was done. When therefore they perceived these things, they were sore afraid, and sent also the host of Judas in a plain ready to fight. They fled every one into the land of strangers. Then Judas returned to spoil the tents, where they got much gold and silver and blue silk and purple of the sea and great riches. After this, they went home and sung a song of thanksgiving and praised the Lord in heaven, because it is good, because his mercy endured forever.
So we're going to get our victory through Yahweh Shem Shah, man. You know, that's what Jake don't understand, man. You know, like that Jake, that apostle, Elder Gabar did the lesson on, you know, his level to this Israelite thing, man. You know, he talking about infrareds and M16s, man. You know, no, man, we're going to get our victory through Yahweh Shem Shah, man. You know, that's the source of our power, man. You know. Matter of fact, get Psalm 44 and start at 4, bro.
I did Psalm 44 and 4. Thou art my king, O power, commanded deliverance from Jacob.
Command deliverance from Jacob, man. You know, we want to defeat Esau by decree of our king, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
Through thee I will push down our enemies. Through thy name I will tread them under thy rise up against us.
Go ahead.
For I will not trust in my bow. Neither shall my sword save me.
And that's right what we telling our people, man. You know, stop trying to come at Esau cornerly, man. All right, you're not finna have a back and forth shootout, man. You know, with Esau, man. Esau has you mapped out, man. Pay traffic ticket. You know, what the hell you gonna do? All right, with Esau, man, who had nothing but time and resources on his hand, man. You know, we gonna get through this, man, from a power upon high, man. That's what this whole Feast of Dedication is about, man. Us conquering Esau through the power of Yahweh by Shemal Shai, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, hast put them to shame that hated us.
Go ahead.
And the Most High had boast all day long, praise his name forever. Salah.
So we boasting how by Shemal Shai, man. What the Lord gonna do, man. And how he's gonna lift the standard, man. You know? Not what we have done and what we think we gonna do, man. You know? It's about what how by Shemal Shai gonna do for his elect, man. You know? And that's the spirit that we should have our people in, man. Believing on a miracle, man. We need a miracle. You know? Judas Maccabees, when you read those accounts of the Maccabees going against them Edomites, the Lord delivered them through miracles, man. The Lord was intervening the whole time, man. All right? We talk about Judas and the Maccabees, you know, but they were vessels, man. The Lord just chose to use them, man. You know, it was the power you have by Shemal Shai, all right, that delivered the Maccabees, all right, over those Edomites, man. You know? You had something, bro?
Yeah, this Psalms 27. It says some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we remember the name of the Lord our power.
We're going to remember him in these times, man. And we're not going to wait until the kingdom know the real name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So that's a cut on Nate right there.
Because we was going to be know the name, we had to call him Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ sure ain't coming for us. So who the hell will be calling for us?
When they salute each other, oh, Most High in Christ, brother.
Yeah.
Shalom. And it's like, you know, like, why you ain't, if y'all know his name, why wouldn't you say it? Why would you still call him something else? Like, if you knew my name or Ward, but you call me Zionado, every time you see me, it's like, wait a minute, man. Y'all know my name is Ward, right? Oh, yeah, it's cool, Zionado. Like, you just said you knew my name. Why you keep calling me that?
Disrespectful.
Right, now it's disrespect. I want to fight you now. You know what I'm saying? So what you think Yahweh Shai is like? Like, I want to fight you now. Like, you know my name, but you still won't even call on it. And that's a big part of the scriptures, because the scriptures tell you, like, you ain't going to even receive nothing in your prayers that you pray for because you ain't praying in that name. That name is a big deal, man.
Psalm 50 and 15. And call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me.
You call upon the Lord in the day of trouble, man. All right? And the Lord will deliver you. But you still want to call him something else besides his real name. All right, man. You asking for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't come over somebody's house. You know their real name, but you call them something else. Yeah, even if you looking for their house. Like, you know his name is John, but you call him Roderick. Hey, where Roderick house at? Huh? That's what everybody gonna say to you, huh?
Right.
Until you say where John house at, you ain't gonna get no directions, man.
Go ahead.
All right, this back in First Maccabees, the 4th chapter and the 25th verse. Thus Israel had a great deliverance that day. Now all the strangers that had escaped and told Lysias what had happened, who, when he heard thereof, was confounded and discouraged, because neither such things as he were done unto Israel, nor such things as the king commanded him were come to pass. The next year, therefore, following Lysias, gathered together 70,000 choice men of foot, and 5,000 horsemen, that he might subdue them. So they came into Idumea and pitched their tents at Bethsheba, and Judas met them with 10,000 men. So these were 65,000 men against Judas, and his 10,000 men. You know, that just show you the strength and power Yahweh Shah he possessed on small numbers. And when he saw that mighty army, he prayed and said, Blessed art thou, O Savior of Israel, who didst quell the violence of the mighty man by the hand of thy servant David, and gavest the host of strangers into the hands of Jonathan, the son of Saul, and his armor bearer. Shut up this army in the hand of thy people Israel, and let them be confounded in their power and horsemen. Make them to be of no courage, and cause the boldness of their strength to fall away, and let them quake at their destruction. Cast them down with the sword of them that love thee, and let all those that know thy name praise thee with thanksgiving. So they joined battle, and there were slain of the host of Lysias about 5,000 men. Even before them were they slain.
So you see how, all right, before the battle, what was Judas doing, man? He was praying to Yahweh Shah, man. You know? And that's what we have to do as we prepare for this battle, man. You know? We have to pray to the Lord, man, to give us the strength to endure, to give us his courage, man. All right? The only way we're going to get through these times that we coming in, the Lord is going to have to put an extraordinary spirit on his men, man. All right? Because you're going to have people having heart attacks just looking out and seeing what's going on, man. You know? This is the mind frame that we should be in, man. You see, Jake want to play. Jake want to make mixtapes. All right? Jake want to auction away women. You know? Jake want to go get awards. You know? Jake ain't in the right mindset, man. We need a mindset that we don't even have right now to get through what's to come, man. You know? We have to continue to pray, you know, and cleave to Yahweh Shah, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Verse Jake can't even handle more than one woman right now. The men back then knew the laws and knew they were Israelites and knew the right way, and still you had Egypt happening. Nobody was ready for that. Meanwhile, you got Jake in America, like, and including us in this truth. It's like, okay, like you say, even a mindset that we ain't even seen or developed now, we gonna have to pray for that in those times to endure through those times. Yeah, you talk out the tough guy talk, but when Esau kick down your door and shoot your woman in the head, man, how you gonna react? You know what I'm saying? Lord will that don't happen to a brother who sincerely believe, but if it did, what you about to do, man? You finna fall out now? Cause that's what's gonna happen. A bunch of guys gonna fall out, cause in 2nd Ezra 16, it tell you that it's gonna be men who consent to them being fed with idols. You know?
Verse 35. Now when Lysias saw his army put to flight, and the manliness of Judas' soldiers, and how they were ready either to live or die valiantly, he went into Antiochia and gathered together a company of strangers.
You know what that reminds me of? When Crassus saw Spartacus running up that hill. He was surrounded with 10 people, but when he saw Spartacus come by himself, like his countenance dropped. He knew he was going against something, you know what I'm saying, that was more than a man at that time for him.
That's how it's gonna be, man. And you have to have the mindset to be ready to live or die, man. You know, that's the spirit that you should be in, man. You know, ready to die at the drop of a hat, man. You know, counting the cost, knowing what you signed up for, man. You know, put off those mortal thoughts, man. You know, Jake has a very low level mind frame in this truth, man. You know, you have to be ready to be taken away from this realm, man, for your house shot, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
And gathered together a company of strangers, and having made his army greater than it was, he proposed to come again into Judea. Then said Judas and his brethren, Behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
Go ahead.
Upon this, all the hosts assembled themselves together and went up into Mount Zion.
So this is where they finna actually rededicate the temple, man. You know, because the Lord had delivered the Edomites into their hands, and they destroyed and discomfited the Edomites, man. You know, so now they can get to the point where they finna get ready to cleanse the temple, man. And it's spiritual, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
Right. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profane, and the gates burnt up, and scrubs growing in the courts as in the forest, or in one of the mountains, yea, and the priest's chambers pulled down, they rent their clothes and made great lamentation, and cast ashes upon their heads, and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces, and blew an alarm with the trumpets, and cried toward heaven.
So they was sad, man. You know, they was lamenting, man, the condition of the temple, man. You see, our people don't understand the heritage that we had, man. Because what was that temple represented, man? That was where the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah dwelt, man. You know, and the only way to have a connection through Yahweh to Yahweh Shema Shah was through the temple, through those Levites, man. Right. You know, but guess what? When Yahweh Shah died, that made the whole nation of men of Israel Levites, man. All right, priests. You know, so like your priests, man. You know, why they veil rent, man. That's why Yahweh Shah is so important, man. You know, because we didn't have, all right, no middleman to the Most High, man. We was cut off, man. You know, we was completely cut off, man. It's like having a credit card, you know, when they cut you off while you in the middle of your vacation, man. You scrambled. You can't go, you can't get back home. You can't get another night at the room. You just through, man. You know? So the temple was very important, man. You know? Get that in Isaiah, bro.
Isaiah 47:6. I was wroth with my people.
My people, all right? The people. Go ahead.
I have polluted mine inheritance.
I have polluted mine inheritance, man. Go ahead.
And given them into thine hand.
Given to the hand of who? Esau. All right? So we was polluted as a people, man. You know? Go ahead.
Thou didst show them no mercy.
Thou didst show them no mercy.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Come.
And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
So Esau thought he could pollute the Lord's inheritance, which is the nation of Israel, and thought it wouldn't be no consequences, man. And that's where we at today, man. We are the temple. All right? Our people is polluted. When you see Keisha, you know, in the grocery store, she got 3, 4 baby daddies. All right? She out of order. She's polluted, man. All right? When you see Jake on all these drugs, a damn walking zombie, you know, rapping all goddamn day, you know, pants all off his goddamn man. He's polluted, man. You know, as a nation, we polluted. When you see Jake going to vote, you know, and cussing you out because you not voting, that nigga is polluted, man. Wow. You know, as a people, we were polluted, man. You know?
Neither did it remember the latter end of it.
God, Esau, he wasn't thinking about this part of the story, man. When that house of David is being raised up, man. You know? It was it on that, bro. Keep reading on that. Matter of fact, get that Corinthians.
1 Corinthians 3:17. Hey, this is 1 Corinthians 3:17.
First or second, bro.
If any man defile?
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Alright. This is 1 Corinthians 3:17. If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
Which temple we are, man. You see? So they're dedicating the actual temple, but in this time frame, we're dedicating ourselves, man. You know, we're the temple, man, that we have to cleanse and sanctify, man. All right? And how do we do that? Through this word, man. You know, we cleanse and sanctify ourselves through this word.
A quick one.
Go ahead, bro.
1 Peter 2:5. Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house.
Hey, hold that, bro.
It's
We
a lot.
got you, bro. Come.
Yeah.
Hey, Finn reading that. Come. But the brother got me.
Yeah,
okay.
Come. Hey, that's the spirit. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. So it's back in First Maccabees, the 4th chapter and the 41st verse. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the
So
law.
they could be a part of that.
Nah.
You know, General Johanna, you know, he could be a part of that, man.
Mobilized.
The bubble eyes, all right? Because they're not blameless, man. You know, their allegiance is to Esau at this time frame.
Come. And it's finna get right into it, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place.
Come. Hey, the defiled stones, man. You know, that's you niggas that are not meet for repentance, man.
Yeah.
All right, because there's a lot of niggas that know they're Israelites, but they have nothing to do with this sanctuary that the Lord is building, man. You know, and go ahead and get that in 1 Peter. You started at 5, bro.
This 1 Peter 2 and 5. It said, ye also are lively stones, are built up a spiritual house.
I built up a spiritual house. You see, they were building the physical temple then, man. All right, to rededicate it, man. But now it's a spiritual house, man. Go ahead.
A holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices.
Spiritual sacrifice. All right, and what we're doing now is a spiritual sacrifice, man. All right, this word is going out. All right, and it's leaving, and it just like the incense. You know, when you burn the incense, the smoke goes straight up. That's what this word is doing, man. Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, these angels are sending this message to the Lord, man. You know, this word going out. You know, and the Lord's accepting this sacrifice, man. You know, as long as we stay within the right doctrine, you know, the Lord's accept. This is a sweet savor, man. You know, come to the nose, man. Go ahead, bro.
Acceptable to God by a Mashiach, Yahushua.
Just like the elder said earlier, it's acceptable through who? Yahushua. You see, in the name of Yahushua, man. If we was coming to any other name, all right, the angels wouldn't even send that up to the Lord, man. You know?
It'll be a block.
It'll be a block, man.
Block call.
Come. You know? Go ahead, bro.
It said, wherefore also it is contained in the scripture.
Come.
Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone,
Yahushua. Go ahead.
elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
He that believed on Yahushua, man. And he's that chief cornerstone of this spiritual house, man. You know, what you see brothers doing, you know, you have Yahushua, that chief cornerstone. Then you have our apostles and elders, and we building on that foundation, man. You know, that's the foundation that we build on, man. This spiritual house, man. Go ahead, bro.
Cause each and every brother represents that rock building up that temple together. You know what I'm saying? That's why we spiritually, Lord willing, you know, we part of hopefully that. That's why we spiritually gonna be called the house of David. And just about the defiled stones.
Go ahead.
1 Peter 4:17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it be first begin at us, what should the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
You bring it down.
Current. You got me? Yeah. 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High.
Right. And like the brother y'all stated that, you know, you can measure the time utilizing the prophecies and see that, hey, the time is now, man. You know, every day we're a day closer to Yahushua's kingdom. Go ahead, bro.
And if it first began to us, what should it?
Yeah, meaning who is us? Israelites that know.
Yep.
All right, and then you chief heads such as like Nate, Johanna, you know, Bubble Eye, who's the niggas? Chicago.
Yeah, shot.
Yeah, Nazariah. Like, hey, you're gonna be judged. Why? Because you're misleading the flock, man. All right, you're not taking them to the path of Yahushua. You're going some other way, man.
Yep.
You're not going through that door. Yahushua's the door. You want to go through the fucking window, man.
What should the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the
What's
Most
gonna
High?
happen? You're gonna ultimately see that second death, man. Those missiles, man. All right.
Go get that 2 Timothy 2:20, bro.
A lot of you gonna get hunted down by your congregations.
2 Timothy 2:22.
You know, because when your congregation realized that, man, I've been following the lie the whole time. When I was listening to them guys who did have the truth, you told me, don't pay attention to them, they crazy. A lot of your congregations are gonna come for blood on you guys, man. You know, because they're gonna be like, see, when I was trying to get the truth, you told me not to go to it. So you know how that is, especially our people. Our people come for blood when you wrong them. You know.
They're emotional. They believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's like your woman cheating on you. You gonna go fucking crazy. Your pastor.
Oh yeah, you want to come for blood on your woman and the man too.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, have that church down there in Jackson. That preacher doing something and they kick the old preacher out. They try to beat him up. So, but he ain't know shit anyway. But he probably knew, but he screwing over the people.
Mm-hmm.
Start taking their money. And that same way like the people know the truth and they just not telling them what it's true about, really about how the Most High come back to judge the world. Instead of he come back and give some roses, he ain't doing that. Most High come back to set this bitch off. So if you ain't right with the Lord, you gonna shut it down.
Yeah, they gonna be mad at them guys who were pointing at us and was like, "No, don't talk to them. They crazy. Don't listen to the destruction. They probably terrorists. Don't listen to them. They rapists. They rapists. They rape little girls. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Isaiah 4:1 come to pass, and you see all those nice, fine-looking women that the Lord chooses to give to us. You ain't gonna be talking that rapist shit then. All right. You're gonna be full-grown, lovely women. All right, who down for the plan. All right.
In 2 Timothy 2:20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor.
And that's what you got in Israel, man. You have men, all right, selected for honor, and some gonna be for dishonor, man. All right, because a lot of people know they're Israelite. Saul knew he was an Israelite. All right, Caiaphas, the high priest, knew he was an Israelite. Judas Iscariot knew he was an Israelite, man. But they wasn't chosen for honor, man. You know, they was vessels of dishonor. If you want to be a vessel of honor, this is what you gotta do. Read on.
And say, if a man therefore purge himself from these,
Purge yourself from these. Go ahead.
he shall be a vessel unto honor,
Go ahead.
sanctified and meet for the master's use.
And met for the master's use, man. You know, the Lord not using, all right, no dirty, defiled temple, man. All right, and the temple is you, man. You know, the Lord is using men that are purging themselves and making themselves pure for the use of Yahweh by Shem Al-Shai, man, to every good work, man. You know, we get the Maccabees and we close out.
This first Maccabees 4:43, who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place, and as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane, they thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it, wherefore they pulled it down.
And we were defiled, man. You know, and that's why Yahweh say what? You had to be born again, man. You know, you can't put new wine in the old wine bottle, man. You gotta put new wine in the whole new wine bottle, man. You know, that's all symbolic, man. You know, any man that is in Yahweh is a new creature, man. You know, old things are passed away and all things are new, man. They couldn't use that old temple, the old altar of the temple, man, because it had been sacrificed with swine to pagan gods, man. You know, so they had to tear that down and come back new, man, just like we have to do in the truth, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
Verse 46, and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them.
Go ahead.
Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former,
They represent that new man, man. Go ahead.
and made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple, and hallowed the courts.
Go ahead.
They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offerings and of incense and the table.
And with that candlestick, what do you how shall I say, man? Don't man light a candle and put it under a bushel, man. All right, we're that candlestick that's lit, man. Our light is shining, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
Got the churches in Revelation.
Come on, 7 candles.
7 candles.
Let your light shine before men.
Come
You know?
on.
And upon the altar they burnt incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple.
Come on.
Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils and finished all the works which they had begun to make.
Go ahead.
Now, on the 5th and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Casleu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made.
Go ahead.
Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it, even in that was dedicated with songs, cithers, and harps and cymbals. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the power of heaven who had given them good success. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
That's it, bro. You know, that's the origin, right, of the Feast of Dedication, man. You know, it was an actual victory over Esau, man. And when you look at it today, all right, we're doing the same thing now, man. The spiritual, man. You know, it's gonna manifest to a physical battle, man. You know, and the Lord's gonna raise their standard just like He did for Judas Maccabees, man. All right, they was the underdog. They was outmatched. They was outnumbered. You know, Esau had the superior weaponry. You know, but the Lord is lighting those candles in this new temple, man. That light, man, and we letting it shine, man. You know, and it said we dedicated that feast with gladness and mirth, man. You know, so don't come around with like this. Don't come around the brothers in that sad, depressed, woe is me spirit, man. All right, because at the end of the day, whatever you going through, the victory that we got in your house shine is much greater than that, man.
Yeah.
You know,
And to tell you to take it cheerfully. You know, when you brought to a lower state, take it cheerfully, because really you suffering so you can be perfect.
that purge.
You know, you come out of, you know, and just say this before we close out. You got to realize, man, you come out of Babylon, man. You come out of this is the lowest estate the planet has ever hit in history. All right, and you as an Israelite coming out of Babylon into this truth, you have to be purged, man. You ain't used to no real woman. You ain't used to no real life. You're not used to anything good. So you got to be purged from all that in order to embrace the goodness of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Salah. But with that, man, Lord will bros were edified. Once again, we want to give all praises
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
No honors to the elders, the apostles, great millstone. Honors to you, brothers who are out there doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Death to America and Kwam Yashala. Shalom.
Shalom.